Can now start topic 3. Other topics are in this channel, so you can go through them. So this topic is computer software. We can start with a definition. A software is simply a collection of instructions that enable the user of a computer to interact with the computer, its hardware, and also be able to perform tasks. So it's simply instructions that direct the user on how they can use the computer to do whatever they want to do. And these softwares are in two. We have system software and application softwares. So we can start with the system software. So this is the software that manages the operations of the computer to make sure that what you are doing with that machine is managed well, whatever hardware gadget that is needed. So the system software is actually the first software you install in a computer when it's new. You install the system software first. Then after installing the system software, the apps now come in. So it is simply enables you to communicate with the computer and its hardware resources. So managing what you do, providing an interface between you and the computer. So this is the main software that we install at first. If it has issues, that computer will have issues. So it's the main software you install. It can be on a flash disk, it can be on a compact disk. So that's the first disk you insert to a desktop that is new or a laptop that is new. So after the installation has happened and we are now able to operate basic functions of the computer, like the calculator, you can type short notes, you can listen to music, it has the date. It comes with some utility programs we'll be looking at later on in this topic, but that is the first software that you install. If the computer is personal, you can give the computer your name. If it is a company computer, you can give the company name when you are now installing to a new computer. So after you've finished the installation of this, it may take time. So the duration it takes to fully pick the system software will depend with the computer you're using and the RAM and also the speed of how it transfers the system software from the disk to the computer itself, the hard disk, which we shall also be looking at later on. We've also looked at hardware before in this topic. So that time you're installing, what you're doing is you are transferring the software from the disk of the flash disk or the compact disk into the hard disk of the machine. Once the computer now picks, it's now able to boot and come on by itself. When the system software is fully installed, it will restart and you will be able to do basic stuff with that computer. So after the system software picks, it may take 10 minutes, 20 minutes. You now may be asked which are the apps that you maybe want installed in your computer. So the apps are now programs that help you perform tasks. So it will depend with what the user of the computer is doing. So if I am an accountant, I'll in most cases ask for accounting programs. If I'm a graphic designer, I'll ask for apps that are into doing graphics. So when asked what application softwares are, they are computer programs that help you in performing tasks or doing work in the office. We call them apps. So some could be personal apps, business function apps. So whatever you're doing, whether it is official or not official, what you are using is an app. Whether you are typing a document, you are typing a report, you are doing your graphics, you are doing your accounts, that is an app that you are using. Even playing music, watching a movie, that is an app that you are using when you are doing whatever task you are doing with your computer. So those are the basic types, system software and application softwares. We then go to types of system software now. So the system software now has also types. So the most common is the operating system, which we shall be looking at later on in this topic. So the operating system is one of the system software. Another one is firmware. The third one is utility software. The fourth one is a network and communication software. So the operating system, which people call OS, manages computer hardware resources. So it's the software that manages any hardware resource you're using with that computer. Detecting what you're typing, movements of the mouse, detecting of input-output devices, managing memory. We shall be looking at operating system in depth later on in this topic. We also have another type called firmware. Firmware is a combination of both hardware and software. So it comes as a hardware gadget, but it also comes with a software in it, which is put on a silicon chip. So it's able to accept commands, interpret commands that are coming from externally into a system. So it helps in managing and both hardware and software. It comes as both hardware and software that is put on a chip we shall be looking at later on. Then number 3, we have utility softwares. These are special programs that come with the system software. Some will include antiviruses, graphic editor, time calculator, sound utility. These ones are file manager, compressing, decompressing. These are utility softwares that fall under system software. Then the fourth is network and communication software that help you make connection either with cables or wireless. So software that help you communicate or be able to link two or more computers fall under network communication software. These are the types, main types of system software, which are 4. We shall mostly be looking at the first one into detail because it's the one of the major system software that is taught in this unit. So operating system has functions. So one of the function is arranging or scheduling your work, how the processor will pick a job, execute, at what interval, how will these jobs be allocated, the processing. So will the processor process this and move to another? So that idea of scheduling work that you could be doing with your computer is done by the operating system. That is job or processor scheduling. The operating system also does allocation of resources and helping you control how you do your resources of the input and output devices, making sure the CPU is having ample time to handle every resource, every hardware resource, that is, whether an input device or an output device. It also helps in management of these devices, whether it is a printer, any peripheral device, the management of that peripheral device, how data flows, making sure everything is working as it should, coordinating, getting to signal if there are faults or there are defects. All this is done by the operating system under input and output management. The operating system also does management of the memory, temporarily allocating the RAM to tasks that are either about to be processed or have just been processed. So the idea of allocating RAM to these tasks is done by the operating system. Some tasks may need more space, others may not need more space, others may be needed to go back to the storage device, to the secondary storage device. All this is done by the memory, by the operating system under memory management. Trying to manage the RAM, which we had tackled in the previous topic. So the notes are somewhere, computer hardware are somewhere you can also go through them and you'll be able to get more details about the RAM. So the OS is the one that is managing this memory. Those are the four. We also have others. So communication between gadgets, various communication devices, that is done by the operating system. Whether it is through a network, which could even be wireless, or as cables, this communication of gadgets or devices is done by the operating system. It provides a protocol of how signals will move from one gadget to another. The operating system also handles errors, so it will signal when there is hardware failure. It will signal when there is software failure. The operating system will also signal you as a user. It will also be able to alert you when there are illegal operations on a computer. So it handles and is able to show you errors when something is not okay. The operating system also does security. So computers may have a password to regulate who is using, and also be able to make sure everyone using any computer has authority to do it or is authorized. So you can put passwords to restrict people who are unwanted in an office. So that password is the one for switching on a computer, is put goes under the operating system to enhance security. It also does job sequencing. This is having a list of the tasks that are being done or about to be done, making them sure they are in a particular order. All this is done by the operating system. As you can see, it is involved in so many things that we will be looking at. Also, the last thing that the operating system does is handling interrupts. So an interrupt is that breaking from normal operations that comes into as an instruction that may interfere, and so that interrupt, the idea of something coming in, an instruction coming in to break the normal processing, we call it an interrupt. So the operating system will check by priority which program is the most important as of processing, and allocate this the most important to the processor. So all this is done by the operating system. Yeah, those are the functions of the operating system. I can maybe review them. I started by saying process or job scheduling, resource control and allocation, input output management, memory management, communication control, error handling, security, job sequencing, interrupt handling. Those are the functions of the operating system. Yeah. We also have application programs. Application programs are normally into two. We have general purpose application, which people call off-the-shelf packages, and we also have special purpose. Another name for special purpose is in-house. So general purpose applications are the ones you easily get from shops, software shops in the market. So some are word processing programs like Microsoft Word, which we shall be looking at in this unit practically. We also have spreadsheet programs like Microsoft Excel. We also have database programs like Microsoft Access. We also have presentation programs like PowerPoint. We shall be looking at these application programs. They are generally available for general use. They are very common. Every office will be using one or two for their reports, typing, creating illustrations, organizing their database. So all these fall under general purpose application. Any software you usually buy from the counter falls under general purpose programs. Then we have number two, special purpose applications. These are softwares that are meant to perform specific tasks depending with the company. So they could be softwares that are for managing schools, softwares that are for managing hospitals, softwares that are for managing transport systems for companies, so that they can maybe generate quotations. These softwares that generate invoices, they can calculate profit for you, can generate reports. A customer comes and a receipt is generated having the company logo, company mobile number, company details. So these softwares, they fall under special purpose. You buy for helping you in managing the operations of a company. So some could be for library, some could be for even running a cyber cafe, some could be for running a hotel. They fall under special purpose. Those are the types of application programs. Two types. We also have, so that is now part of software. So that's the chart for how softwares are classified. I started by saying computer software is divided into two. We have the system software, the application software on one side. On the system software side, we have the operating system, we have firmware, we have utility softwares, and we also have networking softwares. Those four are the main types that fall under system software. The other side for application, we have the in-house or tailor-made applications. What I was saying, these are softwares that are used in companies to generate receipts, to generate reports, do invoicing, do quotations. They fall under in-house or tailor-made. At the time of designing, that software is designed with the idea of it's meant to be used for a particular company, maybe for a library, so, or a hotel. So it's something that is tailor-made for the client. That now falls under in-house. The other side, we have general purpose or off the shelf. These ones are applications that are available in shops. You can buy, they are for general use. We have word processing programs. We have like Microsoft Word. We have spreadsheet programs like Microsoft Excel. We have database programs like Microsoft Access. We have illustration programs like PowerPoint, which we shall be looking at, many more. They fall under general purpose. They not only fall under official, even the ones that are not official. All these programs that are available to download, to buy, to share with friends, they fall under general purpose applications. Some people call some of them packages, depending with who is talking. So those are the main parts. Then that's all about softwares. So this chart is like a summary of what I have been discussing as computer software. So when you understand this chart, you are ready to go. Then we have, so that's all about softwares. We then go to keyboard keys. Keyboard keys are in categories. We have functional keys. I'll maybe be illustrating by showing you a picture. So functional keys, if you look at my diagram, functional keys are these ones. They are 12. They are at the top of the keyboard. We call them from F1 to F12. Each has its own function depending with the app. So like F1 would be for help depending with what you're doing. So each has its own depending with the application you're doing. We call them functional keys. Some could be for spell check, others could be for connecting another screen. So those are functional keys. Then we have alphanumeric keys. That's a combination of letters and numbers. So alphabets and numbers. So these are the keys that you see here. This category here, just below the functional keys, we call them alphanumeric keys. Combination of alphabets and numbers, as you can see in the drawing. the picture. Then we have special purpose keys. So these ones by themselves, they may mean they may be doing a particular task. Since they are special, they may also be performing special tasks when you combine them with other keys. So these keys, as you can see, they involve Alt, Control, Windows. We have Alt again on this other side, Window, Control. They fall under special purpose keys. By themselves, they may have a meaning depending with the app. And when you also combine them with other keys, they may be like control key, you can combine with other keys on the keyboard too, depending with the app you're doing to do particular special tasks, depending with the app. Then we have cursor movement or directional keys. Cursor movement or directional keys are here. They are for moving. So up, down, depending with also what you are doing. You can move the cursor with the directional keys from one side to the other. Those are directional keys here. We also have numeric keys. Numeric keys are these ones here. This part, it will depend with the num lock. If the num lock is on, this becomes numeric. If the num lock is off, if it is off, now these are like second options to these ones. So like direction of 4 will become direction, 6 becomes direction, this will become hope. So it will depend with whether the num lock is on or the num lock is off. So when off, the keys perform other tasks just like these ones. So some could be page up, page down, enter key, add, minus, multiplication, depending with home key, insert, and the like, end and home. So when on, they are numbers. Those are that's all about this topic, basic stuff about softwares. Thank you.